Maybe as a quick introduction myself, though, my name is Nicholas. I'm a product consultant here at Aulysius. It's my job to help people through and customers through their decision-making process, making sure they have all available resources and making sure that should there be any extra integrations or customization that we can develop from our end, we help out and make sure that we do that as well. As I say, I'm joined today by Gabriella, a channel partner manager at Monday. Gabby, do you want to say a few words quick?
Yes, absolutely. Thanks, Nick. And hello, everyone. As mentioned, my name is Gabriella. I'm a channel partner manager here at Monday.com, based out of our London offices. And in my role, working very closely with our channel partners like Aulysius today. And yeah, very excited to be here.
Wonderful. So here's what we have on the agenda today. We're just going to give a quick recap about Aulysius and what we do, how we work with Monday. I'm also going to hand back over to Gabby so that she can reintroduce and introduce Monday to a few people here. I can see we have some existing clients of ours as well as some fresh faces or people that have even been speaking to in the last few weeks about Monday and all their new products. So, we have a whole range and a whole host of people, so we'll make sure this is nice and digestible for everybody. Following that, we're going to talk a little bit about the sales CRM and why it's so unique and unique to the Monday product portfolio. And then finally, everything that we've discussed as well. There's no point doing all this telling without any showing. We'll dive into a quick live demo as well, and we'll save some time afterwards for some questions that people might have in any regard to that too. So with all that in mind, let's jump into Aulysius and a little bit about what we do. So we've actually been working with Monday as a partner for almost 7 years now. So we are a platinum partner, which means that we have really expertise in all things Monday. What that means is also we're an advanced delivery partner. So we help really build out these Monday environments for people. And really our goal is to understand our clients and our clients' processes as best as we can, so that we can essentially, through the lens of Monday, help optimize all these different workflows so that they're really getting the most out of the platform. Among our services include, as I say, the consulting side of things, so where we really help people try and understand the product as much as possible so that we can fit it to their exact needs and requirements as best as we can. What comes with that also is building out these whole environments. We appreciate that people have busy days, so they can't build these things out themselves, and they rely on experts like us to do so. And further to that, we always try to come up with very custom and creative solutions for all of our clients, be it if it is further integrations that might not already be native to the Monday platform. We help develop those out with our additional technology partners in our portfolio. Obviously, all of this is good and well if we can't, train your fellow colleagues. We really want to give everybody the confidence to really start working proactively and effectively in the tool. So we do this by offering trainings at all different levels. So for beginner users, for advanced users, and power users as well. So you guys can become almost as sharp as we are on Monday, on the Monday platform. I'd like to hand over to Gabby then as well, just so that she can recap around Monday itself.
Amazing. Thank you. Okay, so to those of you in the audience that are new to Monday.com, and perhaps also as a brief recap to our already Monday customers, I will briefly introduce the company to you. So Monday.com was launched in 2014. We have been growing very rapidly over the last couple of years. And by now we have more than 10 offices globally, actually, and collaborate with more than 186,000 customers across all different industries and markets. What's quite interesting there is that about 70% of our customers are actually from the non-tech industry, which relates very nicely to the ease of use and also the intuitiveness of the platform. Now, I think we are having an issue with the, okay, perfect, back on. So what challenges do we solve? So Monday.com provides one single source of truth and centralized platform for different teams and departments to collaborate together. So nowadays, companies usually face departmental silos, resulting in loss of information and increased time spent on non-productive work. And the Monday.com Work OS overcomes this by providing one layer that can be customized to individual needs and workflows, allowing you to consolidate your tech stack and ideally get rid of additional tools. On the next slide, you can also see very nicely, as already mentioned, some of our customers from different industries that we support across a variety of use cases. And what's very exciting also in particular today is that Monday.com is now a multi-product company, which means that we offer dedicated products for different business functions within your organization. So each product in the Monday.com portfolio has its own set of features, capabilities, and built-in workflows to support specific use cases and needs. And today we will be diving deeper into the Monday Sales CRM.
Yes, so just kind of jumping off the back of what Gabby said there. Obviously, we're going to be talking about sales CRM here, but what's always really interesting, and now that we do have everybody's attention here, is that we really have so many different use cases for so many different departments within Monday. I mean, we can read into it ourselves, but as we say, we really want to focus on the sales CRM today and the benefits that it can bring to you and your guys' businesses there as well. So why is the CRM actually important? So by CRM, I do mean a customer relationship manager. And CRMs really do help us help give you some insight and better knowledge of your customers. The use of a CRM, using a CRM means that you can store and organize all sorts of important customer information. Not only that, but it makes getting with them easier too. You have a whole host of contact information already at hand. And you can very easily begin to personalize any sort of outreach that you want to proceed with to further offer any additional products or services that you might have. Segmentation is obviously a huge topic here. So, using a CRM really does help divide your customers up into groups so that you know how to target them effectively. You may be offering different, as we say, services or different products, and knowing what's essentially assigned to each customer really helps allow you to focus and target them more effectively. Whether that's a demographic thing, depending where they might be geographically, we can position it as such so that you can reach out to them and essentially improve any additional relationships that you may have with them based on what you may already be doing with them. That works in tandem with trying to better anticipate all your customers' needs. With the CRM and specifically Monday CRM, we can really begin to automate all these different workflows and outreaches so that all sorts of follow-up emails and catch-ups essentially run as seamlessly and as smoothly as possible. And I would say here, probably one of the most important aspects of a CRM is really it really helps define your sales process. So, I'll speak with clients all the time who are kind of a little bit all over the place, don't have these insights that they may need. A CRM tool can really help you streamline your sales process, build out your sales pipeline, automate all these key tasks, and really begin to analyze all the information that might be in your environment already. Finally, we always like to say having a CRM, especially Monday CRM, helps you retain your customers a lot more effectively. As we said, it records their information and any contact history. That means, at any point in the future, should you choose to reach out to them, you have all that context. You can follow up with any promised communication. And as such, your customers really do begin to feel valued because as you begin to onboard them into your organization after you've sold them any of your products or offered them any of your services, this handover process can begin to set up your accounts team or your projects team so that they can really, really effectively start working together with them. And we always like to say a valued customer is always the best customer. And after all, we always, and further to that, we do see with use of Monday, the Monday CRM and all the other features that come with it, that the customer retention scores can increase dramatically as well. So we talk about CRM and workflows and such, and especially sales processes here. And this is an important thing I want to highlight here. So it's really important to understand your sales process and that of your business so that you can really start beginning to gain those insights. So this might be from how you even gather all your leads to begin with. And by leads, I mean, potential prospects that might be interested in whatever product or services you guys are offering. So obviously we can gather this information through existing pieces of data that you might have through on Excel. It might be through a contact us form that we've set up through a Monday integration, which gathers all this information as well. Or it could be further integration to your sales enablement tools, and really begin to segment where all these different leads come from, and essentially you guys can begin to focus on where the best quality leads are happening. So once we obviously gather this information, your salespeople can begin their outreach, be that through emailing, be that through calling them directly, however your business prefers to do it. Once we see obviously a qualified prospect or a prospect where there's potential interest upon closing a deal, we can begin to qualify them. And with the Monday Sales CRM, as soon as you qualify this is where the magic of the tool really begins to start coming into play. We can automatically log them to any existing accounts. So if you work with businesses that have multiple deals with and such, and maybe there's a new contact person that's come in there as well, that these leads are essentially attached to these specific accounts. And in turn, obviously, opportunities and specifically sales opportunities here begin to develop so that you can start working it and start gaining insight into all those things as well. Finally, obviously, winning the deal is our favorite part in sales. But what happens as well if there's further collaboration in your sales process? Say you might need a legal sign-off for a certain contract, or you need maybe the finance team wants to get involved to make sure that all the invoices have been sent, everything's been collected, and all documentation is equally documented as well. And then finally, that is this handover process we've been talking about as well, so that it really is as seamless as possible. There's no kind of delays in the beginning of these projects. Everybody has the same visibility as everybody else, and can start working with your clients then effectively.
All right, so I will continue with why Monday Sales CRM. Nick, if you click one forward, I'd like to continue with this really cool slide here, which shows that we're currently rated number 4 out of over 600 CRMs globally. And we're being rated here by users on G2, which is a platform basically where users can submit their feedback and their rating. And I think it's quite exciting and shows that we're on the right track. But why am I showing you this slide? So overall, being recognized as an intuitive and likable CRM in particular is not that easy. And I would like to set the scene here with a couple of statements. So generally speaking, people think CRMs are quite siloed. So they don't connect well with other processes and systems in the organization. And they're also considered as confusing and overwhelming, and mostly take a lot of productive time away from the users. And lastly, they are also considered as quite rigid. So it normally takes a special team in the organization and also some time to make the slightest of changes. And this is why we built Monday Sales CRM, a flexible CRM that works for you and not the other way around. So many of our customers actually started building their own CRM out of the Work OS before we launched the product because of its ease of use and the ease to customize. Teams adopt us quickly and love the use of the platform, which is also very crucial considering that 70% of CRM projects fail, as was found by research that Gartner did. Monday Sales CRM can easily be adjusted to your individual sales processes and flows to fit your organization's and team's needs. And lastly, also as Nick has mentioned it earlier, it doesn't stop after the initial sales process ends. So it allows for cross-department collaboration even before the sales process starts, and includes post-sales and other teams along the sales cycle. So the Monday Sales CRM provides you with this one unified platform for all your sales needs and stakeholders involved. Starting with the initial phases of pipeline management within the platform, users can easily record and track all the communication and activities across their leads and contacts, and can directly involve teams that might be needed to actually close a project, such as legal and security. Sales managers, on the other hand, can easily plan, forecast, and keep track of open deals. And once a deal is closed, all aspects across the post-sales phase, such as collection, tracking, onboarding, and actual project kickoff, are kept with context within the platform. And Nick will now show you what it actually looks like within Monday.
Exciting times. Give me one moment. Let me reshare my screen. So what I want to do as we run through this sales process within the CRM is I want to essentially tell a story. And that story is going to be about a gentleman here by the name of Michael Brunswick. And this is who we're going to be following here throughout this process. So we spoke in the presentation and on the workflow bit on kind of how we gathered all these different leads. So we can do that through a number of ways. I'm sure you guys all have a kind of contact us button on your own websites. This is how we do it through the lens of Monday. This is called a Monday form. We can kind of customize these however you wish, be it you want to throw your company colors in the background, even a logo. We can copy it and send it, copy as a link, send it to any which people that might need the insight. But as you can see here, we have a series of mandatory fields with the kind of red asterisks there. These are bits of information that have to be published by whoever's kind of entering this information. What this is really useful for is, say you need specific bits of information to help maybe qualify a lead or to give you an indication on how good a lead this potentially even is. So in this example here, we can see that this is a CTO from this company. He's given us an employee amount and also how many of our product he's actually looking for here as well. So once we hit submit, and this will look exactly the same way as on your website, we can jump over to the leads board. And now some of you might actually be seeing Monday here for the first time. So let me explain actually what we're looking at. So Monday is actually made up through a series of groups, which is what these new leads are, these qualified leads are. And within that, we have all sorts of different colors that we can use to customize this. So this might be all sorts of information that's important to you and to your sales process so that you can begin working in that as well. And what's right away, what you can see is interesting is here we have a lead score. So we have all these scores here. This is actually a formula that takes into account all sorts of different information. So if we take Michael Brunswick here, for example, we can see that he's a C-level person. But if we made him just a team member, we would see that lead score drop very quickly, because we obviously want to be speaking to the right people, the important stakeholders within any organization, the decision makers, really. So once we move him back, to a C-level member, we can begin to start working on this contact here. So this happens right away from by opening the contact here, and we can very easily begin emailing him as well. So this is where the Monday platform really comes in handy and really begins to starts to consolidate your entire tech stack here. So if I want to send him an email right away, I can do this by maybe I just write them a quick hello. Or if I'm maybe lacking a little bit of inspiration and I want something a little bit more fleshed out, we can use the AI assistant here. That's part of the platform here. And this is one of the few AI integrations that Monday has native within the platform, and honestly something that I use on a near daily basis. So let's say, for example, I want the system to draft me up an introductory email asking for a meeting next week. What this does is it'll essentially give me a suggested email, relatively fleshed out, very nicely and professionally written. I can copy that over straight away, and I can see here that I might have to edit it a little bit. But let's say I'm starting to notice a lot of responses based on this email. What might be really useful then is I can save this as a template and save it for the rest of my team here, so that everybody can start using the most effective parts of the platform here. Maybe I can call this the intro emails, for example. And then I save that, and then my entire team has access to this platform. So say I want to maybe throw in a subject here. I can say the request for the meeting next week, throw that in there, delete that out, and I can send that off right away. And I've had contact is being made. And right here, you can see the history and the kind of previous touch points that I mentioned. You can open any opportunity, and through the emails and activities widget that is part of the Monday sales CRM, it tracks all sorts of communication that has happened here. Not obviously just email communication, but say you maybe called this client directly. We can add this as an activity. Say we had a call with them. Called Michael. He's ready to meet next week at 3 p.m. Friday, for example, here. So I can set this to when I want to set the next invite. So I said Friday at 3 p.m. very easily just move this around, and I can save the date and time here. I can add that, and we can see all previous activity that I've done here. So say somebody else is now jumping into it, they would open the same thing and they could start to work within this opportunity right away. What's also quite neat here is we can communicate directly around this client internally too. So this would be, say, maybe a sales manager wants me to reach out to this person again because it's been a few days. They could just say at Nicholas, it's been a while, let's reach out again. So I'll get this update. I enter this update, and essentially what it does is I'll get notified directly on the system. I can get notified directly through my email inbox, and I may also get a notification on my Teams channel if that's a platform that's being used here as well. And this is really where the kind of the unified platforms comes into play here, because we really want all these different platforms to talk to each other and essentially to really understand each other. And the way all that works is we're able to integrate all these different tools that you may already have in your workflow, and able to move it from there. I can see my beach ball of death is playing up a little bit. Let's see if I can get out of this page. There we go. So we obviously are able to do all this through the integrations and the automations that we can obviously play into here. But let's say I want to, I've actually now had a chance to speak to Michael Brunswick here, and I want to qualify him as a lead. So this works very easily through the different lead stages and deal stages that we have implemented here into the system. And we can essentially start to begin any outreach in this sense here too. So as soon as this wants to start playing ball, I can move this to a qualified and head over into the next phase here. Oh, there we go. Let's move it to qualified. And this is where we see the first automation then also kind of coming into play here. So essentially what's going to happen is, this lead has disappeared, and it has now moved down to this qualified board section here. And this is all done through the automation center here. So if I jump into it here, and we can see exactly what I'm talking about. And this is really how we get the system to really talk to all the different users within it. So we have, there's recipes already native here for all sorts of different situations that you might have. Say you want to get notified around certain things, and you use, Microsoft Teams, or you use Slack within your company. We can notify directly people in all these. We can directly notify people in all these channels here as well. Say when status changes, for example, or you want to have things. You want to start implementing rules around your due dates. Through all the automations, we can really take out all the different, essentially all these different administrative tasks that might have existed beforehand, wanting to notify people, make sure they have all the right documentation, making sure that, everything is really very centralized. And essentially what we want to do here is save you as much time as possible so that you guys can really focus on these revenue generating projects that you'll have going on here. So as soon as I've qualified the lead, as I said, two things will tend to happen. We get that automatically created here in the context board, and we also will have a new account be generated as well. So the way that works is, as I said, through the automations, everybody's automatically kind of assigned as a new person here in your context board, and directly from here you have an entire overview of everything that's going on. So we see Michael Brunswick is right here. I can open it, and it's the exact same kind of view that we had before, and we can start kind of continuing any other follow-up or information that we had here. If I entered a phone number, that'd be in here too. And as I say, we got the whole history of the communication that's already occurred there as well. So same thing with the accounts. This new company will have been entered here as an account. and he'll be the assigned contact person there as well. And right away, if you remember, I added the phone call there as an activity here. So this is really interesting for all sorts of different sales managers to have insight into what their team's actually doing and what they're getting up to and all these different leads here. So we can see here all sorts of activity that's going on, anything that's still open, anything that's done, anything that still needs to be sorted as well. So this is how you really are able to get insight into what's happening within your organization and what can further be done with it. So obviously we've just qualified the lead here, and this is probably one of the most unique aspects of the whole Monday platform is the insights and the data that we're all able to pull from everything that's in here. So if I go into an overview of the pipeline analysis, for example, I really want to see, how many open deals do we have? What's the value in our pipeline? How successful am I actually in general? How successful am I in pushing these different opportunities through our different sales stages? So we can see here all sorts of different widgets that represent all this information here, and this is really information that we can kind of set up however which way you wish. The important information that you need for your reporting to your management for your own sales teams. Say you wanted directly a sales team overview, we can implement all your different salespeople, your sales reps, give them nice little insights into the number of deals that they close, who's most successful in pushing things through the different stages, really giving you that granular insight so that you can start to share best practices and everybody starts working as effectively as possible here. So we have all sorts of different insights that we can give here based on the different types of activities, even say if it's a follow-up task, say if it's meetings, say if it's just own personal reminders for us to keep doing with things. Doesn't matter, we can follow up with them and make it very seamless and give you great insights into all this information here. Equally, just as a kind of a general overview into your own sales pipeline, all sorts of conversions funnels, all sorts of things that are important for you and your sales teams here. But let's jump back to the opportunity here, and let's see if we can't potentially close something here as well. So we can see right away the Helion deal here has been added. And what's really interesting here is we can start working it. We can maybe define all the different people. Say, I want this to be, I want to be the person here who's managing it. This is my deal. This is how I gain my insight to it as well. So we can now set it to the negotiation phase, for example. And as we kind of move each deal through all the different phases, all the data and such is also being accounted for and reflected in all these dashboards I just showed you as well. So what's interesting here is, we have all sorts of information in regards to, when the deal was created, what's the expected close date? Is it generally at the end of the month that we do it, or do we need to move it maybe potentially a little bit further? We can see here the deal value. Obviously, I had entered that it was 1,000 licenses that this person needed. We can see that our deal value is automatically generated. If we want to kind of enter a discount here as well, we can change that if we need to. But what's quite interesting is obviously, let's say we want to send this person an offer. We don't want you to jump into your other tool or have to manually create an offer from a PowerPoint or a PDF or however which way to do it. We can all do this in the Monday platform here as well. So I can generate here a PDF for this opportunity. It'll take about 20 to 30 seconds for a PDF to be generated. Maybe in the meantime, I can show you one for a previous deal that we've done here for the team viewer, for example. So we can see right away it was all the same information that was there. We had software licenses here. You can see that the quantity all this person wanted and all the information that's kind of been pulled with it as well. Now let's give that a bit more time for it to come up. There it is. So right away, we can see here, this person wanted 1,000 licenses, our unit price. We added a 10% discount, and this is all taken into account here. Obviously, this is quite a basic setup that we have here, but we can really make this as complex, add as many layers of description or text and whatnot that is relevant to you and your businesses as well. So we've just generated this invoice or this file that we want to send out to the client. Let's maybe we can see here that the proposal has now been generated, so we should move that on to the next deal stage as well. But now is the really interesting part where you can start collaborating with other teams and other departments as well. So if I put this to legal now, say we need a legal sign off for before anything gets signed, just as an example here, right? So what happens is completely separate to the CRM. The legal team will have a new request in a board that they have show up here as well. So if I jump over here to the legal requests, we can see here this Helion deal, new request has come in. We can acknowledge it, or we can say that we're working on it. And what's really interesting here is the salesperson in this sense wouldn't have visibility of this board. They wouldn't be able to work with it. It's not relevant to their job. But what is interesting is they can obviously see the status on it. So that, okay, I can see now that it's been working on it. Maybe we have an automation here set up to where as soon as this is set to approved, I can really begin work. I can begin to work it here as well. I've just been notified. I can see that it's been approved by my legal team, and I can continue to work this. So if I jump back here to the opportunities board, I can see that the legal stage has now been approved. So I can finally send that out, and I can get my finance team involved. So I've now won my deal. I've sent that out. Everything's been signed. Everybody's happy. This is then where the finance team can come in, and they can begin making sure that all the invoices have been signed, everything's been signed, sent, collected, and such. We can see here right away that this has been implemented. The salespeople wouldn't have any visibility over this because it's not in their role. This is where the finance team works, and they have all the information they need to send that out. So we can say that the invoice here has been sent. We can say that everything's been collected. Happy days, and we can move on then to the account management on the onboarding team, because now as soon as that all happens, we can we want to assign an account manager so that they can begin this onboarding process for their new client, for this new project, whatever it may be. So we can start, we can really begin to assign this to different people. Say we want to give this to old Boris here. We've assigned now an owner, and everything's been onboarded too. So this is how quickly and seamlessly we're all working within here. You can see really how few clicks I'm doing with everything as well, is because we really want this to be as easy and intuitive for people to use as possible. This really, these are the sort of things that we find are really important to businesses. We want, we don't want to, overload them with information. We want them to essentially start working as effectively and powerfully as they can within the tool here. Then, as slick as that, we've had the account management team begin their role. We've closed off the deal, and we can start work within the platform right away. So that essentially brings me to the end of my quick run through of the presentation here. I'd like to essentially hand over back to Gabby now. Actually, I'll take a quick swig of water as well. She has a few points that she'd like to mention around the sales CRM here as well.
Amazing. Thanks, Nick. Right, if you are going to maybe show one more slide here, or while you pull it up, I can say already that everything you've seen now in the demo is also available on mobile, so via the app. So you can update your deal stages, put down any notes, or send out any customer follow-ups while you're also on the go. And the other aspect, Nick has also provided a brief sneak peek there already, is the topic of AI. And there are more things to come over the course of Q1. So, for example, to auto-generate a follow-up email from a meeting transcript, or pull together a meeting summary for the upcoming one based on the previous meeting. These are topics that we will have come up on the AI side.
Wonderful. So we'd actually quite like to open the floor to a few questions. It can sometimes be a little bit much at once, so we want to help clarify anything. I'm just opening the chat here as well, and I can see that, Matt, how do you calculate deal length? So that'd be very easy. So as soon as you start to qualify, as soon as you've qualified a lead, that'll be set up there as an opportunity. What happens then is, through the automation of the platform, this is simply just represented. So as the days kind of go on, are you able to show this? Absolutely. This is just a formula that we've created in that sense. Let's see what I can do here. Just while I pull it up, is there maybe any other questions that we can take on? Don't be shy. Here we go. So as you can see here, all these deals are kind of at different stages, different lengths. It's as simple as, if I wanted to, change the actual start date of any deal, I can do that as well. So say this didn't actually happen on the 4th of January, but it happened, I don't know, last week. This would then just jump down to 7 days. Essentially, as soon as an opportunity is created, the system can very intuitively say, oh, it happened on this day, and as time progressive, it'll just keep counting days. So this can really be quite insightful in terms of starting to calculate your own average deal length, to start to see how long your own sales processes here actually take from a new lead to a qualified lead, to the next thing there as well. I hope that clears that up for you there. I can't
Also,
actually.
maybe to add to this, is like as Nick showed, the formula behind the column itself, but within the CRM enterprise package, for example, you will have this out of the box available.
Yeah, it's customary that it comes with the product. It's not something that we're trying to hide by any means.
Any more questions?
Feel free to pop them in the chat. Feel free to.
One more in the chat.
How can I include the first name in a mass email? Currently, the email always takes the full name from the contact column. So that'll be, you'd have to set that up as one column would be the first name and the second column would be the surname. Sometimes people prefer having the first name as the main line item. Sometimes it's a case of, essentially the way the whole system works is you need to have the information within Monday. So if it's a case of, you want to send out these mass emails or specific emails to different people, it'll take the value from which column you've actually represented it there. Are leads, contacts, accounts the same information presented in different ways? Yes. So a lead will be, a lead is probably something
maybe,
that.
Sorry, Nick, maybe you actually want to open it up again, the platform.
Mm-hmm.
I think it might be a bit easier to grasp then.
Yes. So the contacts and the accounts are the ones that are essentially linked here. So for example, if I go into the accounts, and I wanted to, all the contacts associated with any company that I have here, if this is multiple people, if this is just one person, we can see here that they're all represented and vice versa. So I can directly click on this person and all contact information that's associated with them is already there. So be it if it's a phone number, where they're located, this person's email, what their job title is, that's how we would connect them all too. I hope that answers your question. Gabby, can you go ahead?
Yeah. Sorry, maybe just to add on to this. So yeah, it's the same information presented in a different way, but also I think maybe it shows some history there. So for example, if Nick now clicks into the in the contacts board, onto a contact in particular, then you would be able to see, okay, also all of the history that has happened with that contact when it was still a lead. So before we decided to convert it into a contact.
Exactly. So this could be as very simple as opening this contact here, and I can see right away any past activity, any past history that's kind of been sent out there. So as I said, we're really able to track all sorts of information based on the different people that you reach out to, and obviously if it's different people now, or time, maybe some time has passed and you want to pick up a conversation that you maybe put on hold, or you wanted to nurture on for later on. We obviously have the information still there. You just need to open up the contact, and as I say, you're really able to continue with full context of what's happened previously, even if it is a different person.
We've got one more question there, Nick, which is, can you elaborate on the PDF generation of the quote?
So this is actually an application that we've built out ourselves. It's called DocuGen, I believe. it's either DocuGen or DocuSign. Forgive me for not knowing accurately. But this is essentially something, this is, we actually wanted to show this because it was as requested from a customer that we had a document generation directly within the platform where they could essentially press, flick a switch within the different opportunities and have that offer generated for them. If it's different types of documents, different templates, we just need to know, and then we can essentially predefine all this information that's there already too. They're already too. Like you can see here for all these one deals, there's obviously files that are already associated with it. But it's a case of very simply, if I wanted to delete this template or delete this file, for example, I just have to re-sign it and it regenerate it then again as well. As long as the information is in there and it's essentially everything there is matched, we're able to pull it and put it into all sorts of different documents or templates or essentially PDFs or whatever that you might want to send out to different clients. But that would require a bit of customization beforehand.
Well, thank you. Then there's one more question from Emmanuel. Is there a way to reference a formula column in a mass email?
So
I'm not sure if you know, Nick. Otherwise, Emmanuel, feel free to provide a bit more context if you want to unmute yourself.
So with formula columns, there is some natural limitations that occur in the platform, especially if it's numerical values at times. But I'd probably appreciate if you could share maybe a little bit more context. What sort of formula are you looking to maybe present in there? Is it some sort of value? Is it what is it?
Otherwise, of course, we can also always arrange for a follow-up meeting.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't want to put anybody on the spot here. This is actually, we actually wanted to. This is a great chance to really pick up any further questions that you might have. Obviously, if there are any direct questions or anyone would like to find out more about the product, see if there's maybe different aspects of customization or integrations that we can do for you, absolutely feel free to reach out. I was going to follow up with most people here anyway. But definitely a topic that we can take up, Emmanuel, for sure.
And I think maybe Matt has one more question for us.
Yeah, I think he's been holding on to that one. Lay it on us.
Sorry, I'm just speaking via it's Selena. I'm just speaking via Emmanuel's microphone because mine didn't work. So for the formula column, basically what I wanted to ask is it's again about the first name, last name question, because what we did in the contact section was to use a formula essentially to divide the full name into first name and last name. But now the first name is in a formula column, so we can't really reference it in a mass email. So what would be, I mean, you briefly mentioned earlier when you replied to the question how it would work to use only the first name in an email, but could you maybe show it because it wasn't entirely clear?
Sure. So I think what I meant by that is obviously maybe what I showed here in the lead forms, for example, when we were entering this client's contact information, obviously there was a first name and a last name that was associated, but it'd be as simple as, having a first name field and then a last name field, and then you don't have to have a formula that uses these things together. I am happy to take this specific topic up with our implementation team as well. This is, I'm sure, something that they deal with quite, is a topic that they'll deal with on a regular basis. So I'll be happy to reach out to you after the fact directly as well, if that's all right.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Wonderful. Matt
has shared his last
finally
question.
had his question. How do you pair columns in boards so that they talk to one another? Gabby, do you want to take that one?
I'm assuming you mean like mirroring columns, so they are linked to each other, or if you want to elaborate as well, Matt, that would be.
Yeah, so I from how I'm understanding it is how you showing information in one board or one column in a different board and another column in that one too. So we can very easily show information from one side of the platform to the other. This is through mirror boards. We can even ask boards to communicate with each other through connected boards. This all this is all definitely something that when customizing the CRM to your directly your business needs there, that we can set up for sure. Unless that didn't answer your question, in which case let me know.
Anything else that you'd like to know or that we should dive into more detail?
Wonderful. I'm going to take the silence as deafening, which is good here. We can see we got 10 minutes to spare, so that's 10 minutes I'd very much like to give back into your day, maybe a nice afternoon cup of tea. I know that's what's on the cards for me. Any which way, I'd like to thank everybody for your time. As I say, I'll be in touch after the fact just to see if you have any other further questions or you want to talk around the Monday CRM in greater detail. Feel free to let me know. I'm always available to have a conversation. So with that in mind, have a nice rest of your afternoon, everybody, and take care.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.